It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet have won our game once already, and they're here today to decide who moves on to the semifinals to play Scotchtown Hills. Let's meet the teams right now. First from Berwyn Heights, please say hello to Brees Teakum, Josiah Lee, and Taj Wilkinson. And from Perrywood, our contestants today, Joey Wright, Jeffrey Greer, and Favor Ananuga. And now here are the categories of questions we use on Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, our game board reflects question difficulty. On the left, the easier questions worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones on the right worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question in each category. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds, we will have a competitor for Scotchtown Hills in the semifinals. So we have a lot at stake. First of all, congratulations on having made it this far in the competition. You guys are just terrific. Let's make sure everything works properly. Josiah, would you try your buzzer? Thank you. He's got a nice, confident push over there. Good luck to you, to Taj, and to Brees. And Jeffrey, would you try yours? He, too, has a confident push over there. Good luck to you, to Favor, and to Joey. Let's have a great game. May the better team win. We go alphabetically B before P. So, Berwyn Heights, Josiah, let's play the bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, the shoes known as Crocs have a new shoe out that changes colors in the sun. It is appropriately named for this kind of changeable lizard. Berwyn Heights.
Chameleon?
Yeah, they're called the Croc Chameleons. Absolutely right. So if you want shoes to go with what you're wearing, you just got to stand outside, I guess, until it changes. Yes, Joey. Zoo Parade for 5 points went off, yes. That's what we wanted. Correct. Okay. Josiah, you pick again.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, if you're doing something that doesn't make a lot of sense, people say you're barking up the wrong what? Perrywood?
Tree.
Tree. You're barking up the wrong tree. You weren't. You got it. Go, Jeff.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, diabetes sufferers are crying for joy because now it seems like instead of a drop of blood, their blood sugar can be monitored with one of these drops. Berwyn Heights. What do you think, guys?
Saliva?
Not saliva. Good try. Perrywood. Not a drop of blood, but one of these drops have diabetes sufferers crying for joy.
Tears?
Tears, that's right, a teardrop, exactly right. The girls were telling him, he just wasn't listening. Okay, go green, again.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, the famous explosion of the blimp known as the Hindenburg in New Jersey in the 1930s happened because the blimp was filled not with helium, but rather this very flammable gas. All right, Berwyn Heights, what gas was it inside the Hindenburg that made it explode? Yes, sir.
Carbon monoxide?
Not carbon monoxide. Good try, Perrywood. What was inside that blimp that caused it to burst into flames? It was not helium. It was this gas.
Hydrogen?
Hydrogen. Absolutely right. Yes, hydrogen. Very, very volatile. That's why the balloons in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade are filled with helium, non-flammable. Go green.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, if, as the song says, you catch a falling star and you put it in your pocket and save it for a rainy day, you don't have a piece of a star in your pocket, you have a piece of one of these things that came out of the sky. Perrywood?
Gas.
Not a gas. Instead of a piece of a star in your pocket, you probably got a piece of this in your pocket, Josiah.
Comet?
Not a comet, a meteor or a meteorite. That's what kind of falls down to Earth and creates these craters. I would not advise standing out there with a baseball glove. You know, these things are way too big. Go green, 70 to 55, advantage still yours.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, on Thanksgiving, you might get kind of sleepy after dinner because there's so much tryptophan, the amino acid found in these birds. Perrywood.
Turkey.
Turkey, yes, indeed. Some people don't like turkey. Maybe that's the reason why. Go green.
Green things for 10.
Green things for
10.
10 points. Teams in the movie Puss in Boots. We know that Puss tried to steal these magical legumes to get stalks that would grow very tall, just like Jack had. Perrywood.
A beanstalk.
Beanstalk, yeah, the magic beans. Good, go green.
I didn't get the one. Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade for 10 points. Teams, kind of a gross question here. There's an antelope in the Congo known as the okapi. When it is born, it starts to eat right away, but for 6 weeks it doesn't do this because it might create a smell to attract predators. What doesn't it do for 6 long weeks, Berwyn Heights? Josiah?
Poop.
Poop, that's right. It doesn't defecate for... That's a long time to be constipated and sitting on the toilet, isn't it, huh? All right. But the poop could attract predators, so it is a survival mechanism for the okapi. Go, Red.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Teams, recently in British Columbia, they think they saw Okapongo, the sea monster that's very similar to what one in Scotland. Berwyn Heights.
Loch Ness Monster.
The Loch Ness Monster, yes. Loch Ness Monster and Okapongo. I think people either need glasses or I don't know what, but it makes for a wonderful myth. 70 to 85, advantage Red. Go.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, there's a certain kind of predatory bacteria that literally sucks the life out of other bacteria, and it is given what kind of Dracula-like name? What kind of bacteria is it, Berwyn Heights?
Vampire.
It's a vampire bacteria. That's right. Thank you, Taj. All right, 80 to 85, almost a tie score. Red again.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, if you take a cracker and put it in your mouth, it kind of tastes like cardboard, but if you keep chewing it, it turns sweeter and sweeter because of what kind of E initial chemical in your saliva? Berwyn Heights. Yes, sir.
Estrogen.
Not estrogen, good try. What kind of E initial chemical in your saliva changes that cracker from cardboard tasting to sweet? Enzyme, an enzyme in your saliva. All right, the buzzer has rung just in the nick of time here. We're almost at a dead heat. Berwyn Heights is at 80, Perrywood at 85. We'll be back with this important round 2 in just one moment. Don't you go away.
Hi, I'm actor Jerry Mathers of Leave It to Beaver. Things have changed a lot since the days of black and white TV, but good values and doing the right thing never go out of style. That's why I'm working with the Partnership for Prescription Assistance to help people get the medicines they need. If you are uninsured and struggling, call our toll-free number or visit our website to see if you qualify. It's a free service, a free phone call, and in many cases your medicines could be free too. Remember, help could be just a phone call away.
Diet and exercise are never easy. Then again, neither is dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Most of these deaths could be prevented. Please, talk to your doctor about your risk for diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving.
I always thought being a good mother meant raising my baby myself. But when I got pregnant, I realized I wasn't ready to be a parent. so I did something I thought I could never do. I chose adoption. It was really hard, but I know my baby is with a loving family and has a very bright future.
Sometimes choosing adoption is being a good mother. Visit us at ichooseadoption.org.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. So nice to have you here today. Really enjoying having these 6 young people here. They were here earlier in the season. They acquitted themselves very well, and they're here today showing why they won, and they're vying for the chance to move on to the semifinals. Let's find out about them if you didn't get a chance to see them earlier. Berwyn Heights, over in the northern portions of Prince George's County, just off Kenilworth Avenue. And Dr. Singer, the principal over there, Mr. Goldstein, your esteemed coach, he's out there rooting for you. Josiah, how'd you prepare for Science Bowl? Because you guys really know your stuff.
Well, for me, my mom printed out some questions on PGCPS, and she practiced them with me a lot. And when we were in science, Bowl class, Mr. Goldstein printed out some questions, and we had 2 on 2, and then Brees on me, Taj, and Elta, and that really prepared us.
Wow, it sounds like you did all the right things. And yes, we put some sample questions out there on our website, and if you watch previous games, you get an idea of the kinds of questions that we ask here, and you guys obviously studied well. Josiah, what do you want to do someday?
I want to play football for the Washington Redskins.
Yeah. Do you play football now?
This year I might, but I don't know if my mom will let me because she doesn't want me getting hurt.
A true mom there. Follow your dream, though. Whatever you want to do there, she'll come around. Tell me, any alternates on your team? Brees was an alternate before. Who's your alternate now?
Elta Goldstein.
All right, that's the daughter of the coach, and we'll bring her out with Mr. Goldstein in just a few moments. Thanks, Josiah. Taj, nice to have you back with us.
Yep.
Young man who does a whole laundry list of things. We wonder how he has time to eat and sleep. Tell us some of the things you do.
Let's see, I like to read. I like to play with Legos. I love to build stuff out of Legos. It's really fun, and it's just amazing to see what I can come up with.
Yeah, each day is a new day, new adventure. At this age, you're exploring. What's that?
Every day, get new possibilities of stuff to do.
Absolutely right. You do a nice job here. What do you want to do someday professionally?
I would like to be an astronomer or a chemist.
Or a chemist. I know you'll be successful at either one. Keep up your good plan. I meant to ask you about your shirts. Are those part of your school uniform, or are you just wearing them for us?
On Fridays, on any other day besides Friday, we wear either a red or a white polo, but on Fridays we can wear this T-shirt.
T-shirt, very good. All right, so it's kind of a casual Friday. Brees, nice to have you here for the first time. Tell us the Brees story. What brings you to Science Bowl? Why'd you want to be here?
I really love science. It's my second favorite subject. And
only your second. What's your favorite subject?
Math.
Math. Well, they go together, like STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math. What do you do in your spare time, Brees?
I play soccer, read, or I'm on the computer.
On computer, wonderful. What do you want to do someday?
A chef/soccer player/doctor.
Oh, I like that. I like the chef part too. Do you cook now?
I help my mom a little bit.
Wonderful. Yeah. What do you like to make?
Burgers.
What's that?
Burgers.
Burgers. Yeah. A million varieties, right? Nice to have you with us. Perrywood, nice to have you guys back. The team that smiles from beginning to end with good reason because they know their stuff. Jeffrey, tell me how your team prepared for all this.
We went to Miss Shirey's class and we watched mostly videos, and we would go on websites that had Dateline and body systems, and we know mostly green things and zoo parade, so we practice on chemicals too.
It shows. Yeah, you've done your homework. You've done it well, and it's really paying off for you guys. You've done so well. Jeffrey, who's your principal?
Miss Poole.
And the sponsors, you have Miss Jones, Miss Shirey here. And Favor was the alternate. Now she's front and center here. And Brian is the alternate over in the green room. We'll bring him out in just a moment with the sponsors so you can meet him. Jeffrey, before I leave you, tell me your plans. Someday we'll see you doing what?
Being an engineer.
Being an engineer. You're a good math student too, I can tell. And Joey wants to be a print journalist someday. What have you written so far, Joey?
I've written some short stories. I written
personal essays.
Wonderful. So you're a very literary person, very creative, and you know an awful lot about science. I love how you play our game. And Favor, welcome to the show. Tell us your story. Why are you here? Why do you like Science Bowl?
I like it because I really like to learn new things, and as I watch the show, I develop new things that I can keep in my head.
That's right. And hopefully you're going to show us some of the things you already know today, right? By answering these questions. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a doctor.
A doctor? Wow. What kind of doctor? She says, all these questions. I haven't even gotten through medical school yet, and he wants me to specialize. Nice to have you with us. Let's get back to the game. 85 for Perrywood, 80 for Berwyn Heights. Lots of questions give away, all the tougher ones. Good luck, teams. Start us out. Red.
Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, please, for this question, if you would. Fossils of this creature have recently been found here in North America, and this creature very similar to Scrat that starred in the Ice Age movies, which was a kind of saber-toothed what? Berwyn Heights?
Tiger.
Not tiger, no. That creature there is a kind of saber-toothed what? Just like Scrat was in Ice Age.
Squirrel?
Squirrel, that's right. Remember, he kept trying to get that acorn, and it was just elusive. He could never get the darn thing. Thank you, Joey. All right, 95 to 80. Go, Jeff.
Green things for 15.
Green things, 15 points. Team, hardwood forests are places that are typically populated by deciduous trees, meaning you would be hard-pressed to find what other kind of tree in a hardwood forest. Perrywood.
Conifers?
Conifers, absolutely right. Any kind of pine tree, very few of them in a hardwood forest. Nicely done. Good listening skills over there. Go. Green.
Zuprate for 15.
Zuprate for 15 points. Look back at the monitor, please. We have a visual question for you. Teams, these are not giant bears. These are extinct animals whose modern-day relatives are the slowest mammals on Earth. Berwyn Heights?
Sloth.
Sloths, that's right. That is the extinct giant sloth, part of the megafauna that used to be all over North America. Go red. 95, 110. Still close.
Let's get physical for 15.
Get physical for 15 points. Teams, recently, the Soviet Union had to scrub a space mission to Phobos, which is one of the 2 moons surrounding what planet? Berwyn Heights.
Mars.
Mars is right indeed. Thank you, Taj. All right. With that takes you up to 110. We have a tie score all red. Let's break it.
15 body systems.
Body systems, 15 points. Teams, if you set a peanut on fire, you can measure the amount of units of energy found within that peanut, measures that we oftentimes refer to in these units. Josiah.
Watts.
Not watts. If you set a peanut on fire, there's a certain amount of energy in that peanut that you can now determine units that are energy measured in what units? Calories. Calories. Peanut is a food. Try again, red. Still tied.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, listen carefully. Put on your thinking caps. If you're trying to put out a fire and all you have is a bucket of dry ice, why won't the dry ice put out the fire? Perrywood.
Because dry ice also burns your hands if you touch it?
No, that's an interesting take on that. Berwyn Heights, you got a fire, you got to put it out. All you got is a bucket of dry ice. Why, if you throw that on the fire, will it not go out?
Because it's made of carbon. It's made of carbon dioxide.
So?
So there's no water in it, and it won't put it out.
No, the judges are saying no. You're right about it. It is frozen carbon dioxide, but dry ice doesn't melt. It goes directly from a solid to a gas, so there's no liquid to put out the fire. Nice hypotheses on both sides there. Go again, red. We're still tied, Josiah.
Dateline Science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, back in the 1950s, America thought we were going to be ranked number 2 in the world permanently because the Soviet Union launched what satellite? Berwyn Heights.
Sputnik.
Sputnik is right, yes, and that completely revised America's science curriculum. Good answer. You're now in the lead. Go red.
Zuprate for 20.
Zuprate for 20 points. Teams, what B as in boy, what B initial term describes a goldfish that can glow in the dark? It is bioluminescent. Bioluminescent. Sheldon Cooper made one on The Big Bang Theory, and he had his own living nightlight next to his bed. Try again, Red.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Recently, President Obama had his annual physical, and he had a virtual colonoscopy, meaning he had his colon examined. The colon is also known by what other name? Berwyn Heights?
Large intestine.
That's it, the large intestine. Good. I didn't think you were going to pull that one out of the hat. Good. Go. Red.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, your question is, if you are at a country fair and you're in an egg tossing contest with your dad, you can catch that egg and not have it break if you keep this M-initialed moving power going by taking the egg and catching it this way. What is that M-initial term for that moving power? Berwyn Heights.
Motion.
Not motion. Perrywood. What is the M-initial term, this motion power that you're trying to grab that egg and you move with the egg? It's momentum. You keep up its momentum. If you put your hand right up there, it's going to smack. You have to flow with the momentum. Go, Red.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, some scientists joke that there are about 10 ways that you can stop one of these heavenly bodies from crashing into the earth. Berwyn Heights.
Comet.
Not a comet. Perrywood. One of these heavenly bodies striking the earth, we can stop it. Maybe we can nuke it. Maybe we can snare it. Maybe we can put a giant mirror up and burn it and knock it off course. What am I talking about?
Asteroid.
Asteroid. That's it. Good. One came close just recently. Go, Jeff.
Green things for 20.
Green things, 20 points. Here's your question, teams. The abscission layer on trees is a part that breaks and things fall off the tree naturally. There are 3 different things that can fall off a tree naturally. Give me 2. Give me 2 things that can fall off naturally because the abscission layer breaks. Berwyn Heights.
Leaves and branches. Leaves and branches.
Leaves and branches, absolutely right. The other one was the fruits. Good. Go. Red.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points, teams. What famous French scientist came up with not only a way to make milk safe to drink, but also developed a rabies vaccine?
Louis Pasteur.
Berwyn Heights.
Louis Pasteur.
Louis Pasteur is absolutely right, as in pasteurizing milk. Good. Go. Red.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Before we go that, a check on the score. Berwyn Heights, 185. Perrywood, 130. We have lots of points to give away, still anybody's game. This is green things for 25 points. Listen carefully. If you girdle a tree, literally pull off a strip of bark all the way around, you will keep the sugar from going up the phloem tubes. Literally, you have broken up what system within that tree? Josiah.
Circulatory.
Circulatory system, right. Or the vascular system, the xylem and the phloem. You got it. Good. Where next?
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25 points, teams. An octopus is a very quick change artist. It can go from transparent to this O initial state in the blink of an eye. Transparent to opaque. Transparent to opaque, so now you can see it. Go again, Red.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points, teams. A multiple choice question. Teams, recognizing a person with a retinal scan is an ID method known as isometrics, biometrics, or anometrics. Perrywood.
Biometrics.
Biometrics, absolutely right, because it takes a living part. Good, go. Green.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline for 25. Big one in that category. Teams back in 1967. Percy Spencer noticed that his chocolate bar melted when he was working on a radio set. Gave him the idea to come up with, Josiah?
The microwave.
The microwave oven. Absolutely right. Good. Go. Red.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points, teams. If you're trying to cut down on the number of acidic foods you eat, you should cut out barbecue sauce and diet soda and strawberries because they all have pH numbers less than what? Perrywood, less than what number?
0.
Not 0, nope. pH numbers less than what indicate very acidic foods that are like strawberries and barbecue sauce?
5.
5 is absolutely right. Yes. Last question of the game. Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, here's your question. For 25 points, a man recently got 2 tattoos. One arm, it said F equals MA. On the other arm, it said E equals MC squared. He was honoring what two famous scientists with those two tattoos? One, F equals MA was Newton. E equals MC squared was Albert Einstein, theory of relativity. That means our game is over. We'll be back with just a moment, and we'll tell you all about the semifinals. Don't go away.
Across America, service learning is helping students improve their grades and their communities. Service learning makes school exciting by connecting the classroom with community service projects.
Before service learning, I was just an ordinary student causing mischief during class. After service learning started, I got so involved into it, I started paying attention more, picked up my grades.
Okay, very good.
Service learning absolutely drives academic success.
Working together, students solve real problems, build new skills, and apply their knowledge in a whole new way.
The great thing about service learning is it gives you this opportunity to go out into the world and do things hands-on.
Inside the classroom and out, service learning opens new doors and brings learning to life. Service learning can make a difference in your school. Visit Learn and Serve America at learnandserve.gov to find out how.
I knew I needed help paying for college. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I used to make worksheets for my friends to do. No one ever wanted to come over. My guidance counselor told me about federal student aid, and my mom helped me fill out the free application. I got the grants and loans that made school possible. There is a way to pay for school. You just have to find it. My name is Caitlin. I'm going to be a special education teacher. I'm going to live my dream.
For years, scientists have explored remote corners of the Earth, searching for exotic substances that might help prevent cancer. At last, man has discovered a secret place where powerful remedies can actually be found. Medical research shows that a vegetarian diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, can help prevent many types of cancer. Wherever you live, cancer prevention is as close as your grocery store. To learn more, call 866-906-WELL.
Nice to have you here on Science Bowl today. A tremendous game. I'm so proud of our players. Our final tally is Perrywood 155, Berwyn Heights 260. The gentlemen in red, Brees and Josiah and Taj, congratulations. And Elta, I know how happy you are and how happy your dad is. Should I call him Dad or Bread here? You decide here. We'll see you in the next round against Scotchtown Hills. Let me see some of those famous smiles over there at Perrywood. Joey and Jeffrey and Favor, you guys were just a tremendous team. I hate to see you go. And Brian, I loved having you here. Keep reading popular science. I'm going to promise to do the same. Miss Jones and Miss Shire, you're always just tremendous. Thanks for being a big part of this game for so many years. We love having you here, and we love having you too. Hope to see you next time on Science Bowl. Bye now.